Hi friends, this is your friend Navneet from Divinity World, and before I start today's topic, let me say a few words about places. The places can be described in few words, few sentences, or maybe some big paragraphs. But there are certain places which needs to be described with the help of poetry and art. And to quote the famous words of Amir Khusro, Gar Firdaus Barue Zamiyast, Hamiyasto, Hamiyasto, Hamiyast. Yes, my dear friends, some of you must have guessed it right. I'm talking about beautiful place in the entire world, which is Kashmir. Yes, as far as today's topic is concerned, we'll not be limiting ourselves to only Kashmir. In fact, we'll be talking about the entire northernmost state of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, the state of Jammu and Kashmir can be broadly classified into three regions. First is the Jammu region, second is the Kashmir Valley, and the third one is the Ladakh territory. So I'll start with the Jammu region. Most of you who've been to Jammu and Kashmir, or if you've crossed via road or through rail, the first town that comes is Kathua. Now the word Kathua is derived from a local tribe by the name of Kath. Now these were the people which are of historical significance. Because of their valor, the history of India has not altered. Because of them, India would have been raided by the great Alexander. These were the people who valiantly fought the great Alexander's army. So whenever you now come across Kathua, remember that this place belongs to the most valiant people of the entire Indian history. As we move northwards, we come across the holy town of Jammu. Jammu was founded by Maharaja Jambu Lochan in the 14th century BC. The place of such a historical importance. The Jammu region is also famous for many local shrines, and one of the most popular shrine is Mata VAISHNO DEVI. Mata VAISHNO DEVI has an annual footfall of 80 lakh pilgrims, which is the second highest footfall for any shrine in India. Can you guess which is the most visited shrine in India, or for that matter in the entire world? Yes guys, you guessed it right again. It is Tirumala, which has an annual footfall of 3 CR to 4 CR. So it is not just in India the highest footfall, but in the entire world. But we'll talk about Tirumala in some other video. Let's restrict ourselves to Jammu and Kashmir at this point of time. No description is incomplete without a small ode to our soldiers. When I talk about Indian Army, we'll talk about the Kargil War, and one of the most famous places you must have come across during the Kargil War was Dras. Do you guys know that Dras is the second coldest inhabited place in the world? In the year 1995, on 9th of January, the lowest temperature recorded was minus 60 degrees Celsius. The coldest place on earth is in Vostok, which is stationed in Russia, in Siberia, which is at minus 89 degrees Celsius. But can you imagine a state having a highest temperature of 46 degrees in the Jammu region, and a place having the second coldest temperature in the world? Which is just amazing, right? Also we have Chenab Bridge. Now the Chenab Bridge, when completed, will be the highest railroad bridge in the world. It will be at a height of 365 meters from the river bed. That means further 35 meters above than the Eiffel Tower in France. So we are here for a world record when this bridge gets completed. Although also when we move towards Kashmir, we have Pir Panjal Tunnel, which is at a length of 11.2 kilometers, is the longest railroad tunnel in India and the fourth largest railroad tunnel in the entire Asia. And now we enter the Kashmir Valley, guys. Kashmir, if in Sanskrit, is basically combination of two words, which is Ka and Shmira. So Ka means water and Shmira means to divide it. So the land which was formed from the division of water is called Kashmira. The legend says that our Kashyap Rishi or the Kashyap Rishi basically drained the entire lake, which was Kashmir Valley at that point of time. Yes, you heard me right. The entire valley was a huge lake at that point of time, and Rishi Kashyap drained the water, and the land that came about was called Kashmir. So, no description of Kashmir is complete without the mentioning of twin towns of Gulmarg and Sonmarg. Gulmarg was formerly called Gaurimarg, and in 16th century, the local Muslim ruler changed its name to Gulmarg. Sonmarg is again one of the most beautiful places in Kashmir, and it is a gateway towards the territory of Ladakh. Now, talking about Hazrat Bal Mosque, which is situated in Srinagar, Hazrat Bal Mosque is supposed to have the strands of hair of Prophet Muhammad. It's a very revered shrine for Muslims. And no discussion of any culture is complete without mentioning about the local delicacies or food. So for all you foodies out there, let me explain you the meaning of the word Vazwan. I'm very sorry, Vazwan does not mean any name of any cuisine or one meal. In fact, Vazwan, it's a 36-course meal in itself, which includes many non-vegetarian items as well as few vegetarian items like dum aloo. And people who have a sweet tooth, you have a gift from Kashmir which is called firni, right? So that's about Kashmir. And as we move towards Ladakh, there is some interesting thing about Ladakh. You know, guys, during summers, if you visit Ladakh, right, it might happen that, let's say, your body is in the entire facing the sun, and one of your hand is in the shade area. It might happen that you might suffer a sunstroke as well as frostbite at same point of time, because the temperature around will be just above 0 degrees Celsius, right? Temperature would be just above 0 degrees Celsius, but the sunlight is so extreme and the air is so thin that you might suffer a sunstroke. So it's a place of barren beauty. Why it's called barren beauty? It's called barren beauty because this area receives the annual rainfall of just 10 centimeter. Yes, friends, that is why you will find all this area full of rocks, sand, but there are hardly any trees because there is no water at all, right? What's the reason behind this? The reason is that the monsoon winds, when they hit the Indian subcontinent, they gradually move upwards and then they strike a huge wall which is called Himalayas. So Ladakh is actually towards the other side of the mountains, which is the leeward side. So it does not receive or receives very less precipitation. But despite this fact, Ladakh is one of the most beautiful places and is a place which is an aspiration for people who seek adventure. So dear friends, I skirted deliberately the issues related to the politics and the extreme situations in Jammu and Kashmir. My best wishes to the people out there, and if you like this video, please hit the like icon and subscribe to our channel if you have not subscribed to. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching this video.